Hi, I'm Jeff, and this is the Article of Faith number 11, which is works over and above. And again, I'm just every week going through one of the doctrines of the United Methodist Church from the Book of Discipline. And this is an interesting one. Again, they are attacking a popular false teaching at the time. And it does make me wonder if John Wesley were alive right now, what would he have also included to warn us about where he saw um, popular mistakes within the global church, not just the United Methodist Church? So this one is Articles of Religion number 11 of Works of Supererogation, which means over and above. Voluntary works, besides over and above God's commandments, which they call works of supererogation, cannot be taught without arrogancy and impiety. So I did have to do a little bit of research on this. Normally I just kind of try to read them and meditate on them, but um, apparently my understanding is these works of supererogation, these over and above ones, were primarily um, related to the Catholic indulgences. So it was priests would teach that you do such and such, and then God will be more merciful on you. Um, but so after I understood that, the thing that caught my eye was it cannot be taught without arrogancy and impiety. It's not cannot be performed, but it cannot be taught. And if I think back through scriptures, um, the rich young ruler who Jesus commanded to give away his wealth. Well, normally that would be a act over and above, but God actually commanded him. Zacchaeus gave away half his wealth. Again, over and above, but Jesus didn't chide him and say, "Nope, nope, don't do that." And even our modern day examples, you think of people like Mother Teresa, that it was what she did was definitely over and above God's regular commandment, except for the person that God's dealing with directly. Um, they I would say that they feel like they that was their commandment for them. So but the idea that you want to apply that to all people, so if God's calling you to, let's say, long-term fasting, and you teach that that is where the arrogancy and impiety goes, is that because God's calling you to something specific, um, you're teaching others to do it, um, and because that'll make them better. That'll make God be more merciful to them. So I think we still see that today in our various um, where we want to almost play God and give other people commandments to go over and above, rather than having them seek God and God directing them and teaching them. And it goes on, for by them men do declare that they do not only render unto God as much as they are bound to do, but that they do more for his sake than of bounden duty is required. Whereas Christ saith plainly, when you have done all that is commanded, you say, we are unprofitable servants. And I think that's what you see with almost anybody that does engage in works, that they feel called by God to engage in works that are over and above. Is Mother Teresa would not say, she would not, she would say that was, she was an unprofitable servant, very humble. So that is probably one of those signs. If you are doing something over and above, and you are feeling more like you're feeling like you're doing more than is required of you, more than you're bound in duty, um, then that is a sign that you're not really being commanded to do that at all by the Lord. That you are teaching yourself or being taught by someone else that you need to do something over and above to be right with God or to have a bit higher standing with God. So that's probably the test in your own spirit that I see. Is this, when you are engaging in that, is that what you're in your mind, in your heart? Are you thinking I'm doing more than is required, or I'm an unprofitable servant? So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. You can find them all either on Facebook in my timeline or on YouTube. So, have a good week.